I know for a fact, having traveled the world, having traveled throughout the diaspora, and just got back a few weeks ago from Nigeria, and having been on the continent many, many times, is that, and studied human behavior and sexuality, and having eyes at work and having 20/20 vision, that femininity and masculinity, particularly in the Western world, are control constructs to determine how people perform. Pronounce, for example, have you been to the continent?
Yes.
Have you seen all over the place men holding hands walking down the street?
Yes.
Men with their arms around each other?
Yeah.
Men literally sitting in each other's laps in public places? Men kissing each other? Now that does not necessarily mean that there's a sexual situation going on or not. Sometimes there is, and that's a whole other story. My point is that in this country, people are not going to do that. As a matter of fact, in parts of Africa like Ghana, where hip hop culture, which is very what I call compensatory masculine or exaggerated masculine, that's developed around being man enough in a society that castrates you. A lot of African people have seen hip hop culture and they don't touch anymore. I'm talking about men. They don't hug each other as much anymore. They don't hold hands publicly as much anymore because they've learned to become self-conscious about it based on the industrial strength masculine drag of American hip hop. So I have to.
Black men have no right to be homosexuals trying to represent our community. That's a fact. I'm waiting to be asked something that makes sense. I don't care if it makes half the sense, so I can take it, run with it, and really put things into perspective for the people out here, because thousands of people gonna see this from the day it goes up.
Against our reproduction and against us being in so many numbers, they stay at a threat. So no, there's no heterosexual agenda. There's a counter heterosexual agenda, but I am not involved in that. And like I said earlier, let me finish my point. You don't know me. I'm going on 5 minutes or 6 minutes knowing you. You don't know me.
So let's not sugarcoat it. You could be same gender loving, African descent, gay, homosexual, with all the other euphemisms you want to use. The subject matter at hand is that homosexuality is counterproductive to the black community, and under no circumstance should we tolerate it as a community. This does not mean to violently engage our brothers, because I'm race first. It means we have to have a dialogue and weigh this thing out on a scale so we can see who's making the most sense.
Well, first of all, contextually, why would somebody who have that agenda have a heterosexual agenda? They would be against the heterosexual agenda. So that to me, that question don't make no sense. Is there a heterosexual agenda? Heterosexuality and the perpetual reproduction of black people don't sit well with people who are against us.
Here's the number one reason. Why black men are homosexuals. Life is too hard. That's why they become homosexuals. There's no love for a strong black man. You know the we gotta deal with as black men? Where a gay man can get a job before I can get a job? It's in my nature to want to provide for my family. That's what a black man about. Provisions, providing. It's in my nature. So what happens when you stop me, or you cut me off, or you restrict me? Every door I try to go through is a strong black man. And the gay man gets there before I get there. He's getting paid more than I'm getting paid. He's getting a job before I get a job. And then he's not only running the fashion industry now, he's dealing with the directors. He's in the music and entertainment industry. And now, as a straight black man, there's no love. But if I submit and I become a homosexual, opportunities galore. Concessions will be made for me if I just submit and become a female in nature. So the number one reason black men are becoming homosexuals is because life is too hard for a disciplined, strong black man. And it's part of the trick, because once you leave that black woman by herself, she no longer has confidence in a black man no more. She looks down on him because he can't provide for her no more. And then she might even start looking at the next woman. You know why? Because the ratio's already disproportionate from women to men. There's way more women than there are men.
Like I said earlier, just because white folks rape, just because white folks might try to get all the black women in the world to bow down to them, just because they create all this insanity among black people, does not mean the natural world and the natural way of human beings stops existing. So somebody who don't know what the hell they're talking about, an anti-homosexual to the 10th power, such as my brother, can use that issue of homosexuality and the eugenics theory about blah, 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 blah. Well, fine. White supremacy uses whatever it can use. It uses black men, it uses black women, it uses heterosexual men, it uses whoever they can use. A lot of the people who are trying to hurt the black community for white people, they're heterosexual. So white supremacy don't care about all of that, but they will use what they can use, and they can use make everybody. If they can constantly show black men who are feminine, well, see, gay. See, you need to know. Yeah, but see, that's not gonna happen though. Are they making you homosexual?
No, they not. But they doing it.
Yeah. So are you concerned that you might change? That you might change?
How can the homosexual black man separate himself from the very agenda that needs him to thrive? It is called a gay agenda. If you was heterosexual, you can't be involved except for the victim. So you cannot come with that euphemistically speaking and think that you could pull a fast one on us. You're making rabbits lay eggs, bruh, and we learned that it's not possible. You gotta stop. Santa Claus is coming, but there's no chimney in the projects. You gotta stop. You gotta stop, brother. Not gonna work. What we know is this. He asked me earlier, he said, yo, are you afraid that they are out to get you? They're trying to make you homosexual? Yes. In every facet of life, they want me to be a homosexual.
Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another sa.neter TV House of Consciousness production. We have Cleo Manago, the homo, and we have Brother Polight, the young phenom. This is a powerful discussion, family, because if you could talk so much about homos, but you don't want to sit down and build and have a conversation, then we'll never know and we'll never get it right. Cleo Manago is coming from a stance that says homosexuality is a natural way of life.